Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I am here with Marzia Varvaglione. My name is Natalie Cronin, and we are celebrating the International Women's Day / Women in Wine. And Marzia is joining us from her beautiful winery in Puglia, Italy, as you can see also behind myself. And Marzia is the head of marketing for Varvaglione Winery, specifically for the US market. And she's also the fourth generation of three siblings and the eldest of three siblings. So Marzia, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Natalie, for inviting me. I'm very happy to have a chance to have a chat with you today.
So Marzia, being a female in this business obviously is very exciting. I've personally been in the business for 10 to 11 years now, and you've grown up with this in your family, your father and your mother, both actively involved, and all of your siblings as well. And you guys have done a really great job of bringing Puglia wines back to the limelight, if you will. So tell me, what is one of the most important things you would love everyone to know about you and your winery?
Well, first of all, starting from the winery itself, I think that's the most lovely things about our winery is that is totally family based, and not only because we are all the members of the family are involved in the business, but especially because every single person that work together with us is emotionally involved in the business itself. So every single person in this business feel the company like a proper company. So the air, the climate that you can breathe here is like being in a family. And for me it is very, very important because every time I talk about the winery itself, I always try to communicate not only the product that's for me is the last things, because we have to have a quality product, but the first things I need to communicate and people perceive is the love that our family put every single day, from the growing of the vineyards to the bottling of the wine itself.
That's great. I mean, you can really taste the love and expression through all of the wines that you guys produce, and it's really special. Especially having been there myself, I can speak to the love that I felt from your family, even to me. So.
You know that the business in Puglia is due when you are seated at your table and are having lunch or dinner. That the business is drinking wine together and taste all the typical dish of Puglia.
Yeah. So who or what is your inspiration and why?
Well, my first inspiration, of course, is my father, because thanks to him, I really I really can know deeply the wine world, and he's the first person that let me fell in love with this word. It started when I was very young,
Mhm.
because only look to my father's eyes, you can perceive the love he has in everything he does.
Were you
And
young
for
when?
me, is
Sorry.
sorry.
Oh, I was
No,
gonna say, were
no.
you young when you first experienced like the winemaking with your father?
Well, it was the very, very first sip actually was during my baptism.
Ah,
Is
okay.
that correct?
Hmm.
Because he actually put his finger in a glass, and I taste from his finger the wine. So it was my first wine experience. But my first experience, since I have had a memory, it was I was like 5 or 6 years old, and at the winery, we used to live at the winery when we were younger, especially in summertime, because the winery is just 1 kilometer far from the sea. So we used to live there and go to the sea in the afternoon. So during the morning, I used to wake up with the smell of the grapes, with the smell of the harvest time. And since there, I said, I'm gonna do this in my life.
That's awesome. So being that you had such a nice taste of wine at a young age, if you will, and growing up around it, what would you say is your favorite food and wine pairing with your wines?
Well, of course, I would like to talk to Papale Oro. That's our Primitivo di Manduria. Is
Mhm.
a full body red wine, very juicy. And I would pair, my favorite pair is with orecchiette. It's kind of a pasta that seems like the here, because here is
Okay.
orecchie. So small here is orecchiette with the broccoli rape that you can cook like stuffed with some peppers, red
Mhm.
peppers. So this kind of spicy taste that together with this full body and warm sensation and velvet sensation of papale oro is my perfect food and wine pairing.
That sounds really fantastic. So last question for you, and this is something I'm always curious about to ask, anyone in the business, even, regardless of their background. Knowing what you know now, what advice would you give yourself being in the business, like your younger self?
Well, I studied economics, so maybe I could suggest to myself to dedicate more time to study something more specific to the wine world, or maybe to the winemaking. But at the same time, I had the opportunity to study what I like, and then I started to study also some subject linked to the wine world. So the suggestion I would give to myself is do what you love and do it as best as you can. Do your best, and then you will fall in love with something that will be your life. So this is going to be the suggestion I would give to myself younger, but also to anybody else that want to work in one business, because be the head of marketing or be the responsible for some export market, you cannot study it. You can just find what you love more, and only if you love what you do, you can do your best.
That's wonderful advice, and I would agree with you. So, Marzia, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it. We love your wines. And if you want to find out more about Varvaglione Winery and the wines that they produce, you can go to our website, which is www.winesu. That's wines with an S and the letter U.com. And we're also found on Instagram and on Facebook. And also, Varvaglione is on Facebook and Instagram as well. You can certainly look for them there. So, Marzia, thank you. Have a great day
Thank
and
you.
happy
Ciao
International
a
Women's Day.
tutti.
Ciao.
You too. Ciao ciao.